I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the brewery lovers here to tell you about Nebraska.
It's flat.
It's flat. They have beer in Nebraska. They have corn in Nebraska. They also have beer.
Yeah, we found beer.
We discovered. But, yeah, they call Nebraska a flyover state because you're usually flying over it when you're getting to, California from New
East
York.
Coast to West
New
Coast,
York,
or vice versa.
And it's really interesting to be down there because when you look down on it, you can see how flat it is, and it's just lots and lots of cornfields.
Yes.
But you can see how flat this place is. I think these are the only trees in Big Spring, Nebraska.
Big Spring is not so big.
Big Spring is not so big. We got to Big Spring because we were trying to go to the library, and we found that Big Spring was devoid of everything.
Liquor store.
Yeah, the library was
The library
closed.
didn't open until 1:30. It's like open 1:30 to 3. I'm sure it was very nice, but we missed it.
Yeah, we never saw the inside.
No.
There was a general store that was boarded up. There was a car mechanic, which I think was operating. And there was a bank.
And there was a lady in a white SUV who saw us driving around in our New Jersey tags and pulled over to make sure we were okay, that we were not lost.
She was so nice.
She was so super nice.
Nebraska people, you can't find nicer
I think
people.
they're the nicest.
Yeah.
You know, challenge me. Prove me wrong, rest of the country.
We also had to drive to Colorado to get
a six-pack of beer.
Craft beer. It's not far from Julesburg.
We could have gotten Coors Banquet at the Pilot.
At the truck stop.
At the truck stop. But that was the best we're going to do at the truck
stop. It's all
stop.
big lager. Every now and again, you'll find like a Shinerbach or a Leinenkugels at a truck stop like that. Not in Big Spring, Nebraska.
Not in that area.
Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light. That was it. But the people, we'll get to that. The reason we went there. Here's Upper Room, which was in Kearney. Or I don't know how they say it out there.
I'm not sure. Kearney?
Yeah, oh well. We should have done that research. We fell down on the job here. Kind of an interesting place. Was all a kind of a little bit of a churchy theme. Upper Room, get it? And they did a bunch of Belgian styles too, if memory serves.
Yep.
Very tidy brewery.
I think you had a Belgian Golden Ale.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I had a hazy IPA.
Beer was good. The place was
but
really
your GPS
pretty.
sends you to the hardware store next door.
Yes.
So keep a lookout for what this building looks like if you're trying to find it, because your GPS is not going to send you there.
Part of the problem is the signage was kind of weak.
It was hard to see.
You couldn't really see that it was a brewery. It would look like a row of stores. Anyway, this was interesting. Obviously, people that helped them build the brewery and patron saints, which is kind of cute.
And that's cute.
And different levels of sainthood here. Again, going with the churchy theme. Beer was solid.
See, there's your Belgian Golden.
Yep.
And my hazy IPA.
And
we played Scrabble. And they had popcorn.
That's a different game, though. We decided against that game. I forget.
Oh, it was too complicated. We didn't understand the directions.
We ended up playing Scrabble. Nice little place. We talked to the owner was serving us beer, I believe. One of the co-owners.
Yep.
And then
there
we
were
met
more
another.
owners at the next table with their family.
We met another owner in the tasting room. Here's okay, it's not all flat. We learned. This is the rolling meadows, just as far as the eye could see. It was really quite beautiful in a stark kind of way. Of course, we were there before anything got green.
And that was Ash Hollow State Park.
Yeah, it was really a nice park. Big. Really big. We hiked around, but we didn't see the whole thing. This is the lavender farm. This was Big Spring, right? This was the reason we went to Big Spring.
Yep. It was called Our Lavender Farm. It was a family corn farm. Like almost 20,000 acres?
Something like that.
But one of the two daughters convinced her dad that they needed to diversify and has put in. She started with 5 acres of lavender, and they're doubling it to 10 this year because they've been really successful. They have a beautiful product. I wanted to buy one of everything.
Yeah, they had a really nice store and lots of stuff.
Put their website at the bottom there because
they also
really beautiful stuff. And then
they built this really interesting greenhouse. It's a native design, a Nebraskan designed this thing, and it never needs heat.
Right, because it's mostly underground.
Yeah, so it's
Walk
underground
down into it
to stay cool, and then you get the solar heating from the fiberglass or plastic panels, whatever they are. So they just have to run fans to control the temperature all year round. And it was, she said it never got
Never
below
gets
freezing.
too hot, never gets below freezing.
Even before we got there when it was really, really, really cold. But you can also see some baby lavenders in this next shot.
That's Stephanie.
There's Stephanie,
one of the owners.
And her dad is Steve.
Her dad is Steve. Her mom is Peggy.
Oh yeah, Peggy made us.
She made us cinnamon buns in the morning. This was our harvest toast, and in the morning, Peggy just makes cinnamon buns.
This is the great thing about being out there meeting people. It's especially in a place like Nebraska. Just, Nebraskans are famous for being nice and hospitable, and that's
we really found
surely
that to be
what
true.
we found. We also learned the difference between culinary and what would be the other one?
Fragrant?
Like lavender for soap. You don't want to use soap lavender if you're cooking, because then
it tastes like soap.
Your roast lamb will taste like soap. We learned a lot about lavender.
Yeah, she had a lot of different varieties, and they all smelled lovely.
Yep. They were selling this old truck, and that gave us a chance to chat with Steve, the third or fourth generation
fifth,
owner
I
of
think he
this
was
farm.
fifth generation.
Yeah. That's actually the auctioneer who was taking pictures of the truck. And this was great. Steve gave us directions. Like, how often does that
Here's
happen?
what you need to do in the area, and here's how to find it.
Yeah.
Which we didn't use GPS. He
Old
just
school.
pointed it out on my map.
Yeah, old school. So that was really a nice experience. You don't get that anymore. That's a lost art, giving directions. People used to write them down, little maps.
Now everybody
people
just
don't do that
looks
anymore.
everything up. But since I have a map handy at all times, it worked for us.
Yeah. Great people, though. Just really had a great time. These cliffs were at that park as well. They were real soft, almost like mud. Here's Boiler. This is not the brewery. We didn't make it to the mothership.
No, this is a tasting room.
This is a tasting room out in the suburbs, I think. But boy, the beer was there. This is one of the highest rated breweries in Lincoln.
Yeah, this was 4.2 on Untapped.
Untapped, right?
Which is a really high.
Yeah, anything above 4, you got to go there. I love the tap handles because it's called Boiler, so all the tap handles were plumbing themed, obviously handmade. Very clever.
And they had all kinds of flavors happening there.
Yeah, they really had a very interesting portfolio. What did we like?
Well,
hey, wait, speaking of beer.
Oh, yeah.
What are we drinking?
Okay, so this is from Lincoln, Nebraska. This is from a brewery called Zipline, which is not in the video because we got there like a minute before closing.
Literally.
So we split one beer just, as the beer tender was cleaning up.
Yeah, she said.
And it was
we
not
kinda
a good time to take video.
Stuck our head in. Is it too late? She said, no, come on in.
No,
I'm
come
cleaning
on
up.
in. It's Nebraska. Everybody's super nice.
We
I think she could have been closed, and if we ran into her in the parking lot, she would have let us back in. That's how nice the people
She
are.
might have unlocked the door.
But
we didn't want to bother her with video, so. But we did bring a beer.
Yep. So we split one, and then we bought some to take away.
This is called That, which is a single, I guess it's a smash. It's a single IPA double dry hopped.
Double dry hopped hazy.
It's a single double.
Yeah.
It's not a double IPA, it's just double dry hop. Single DDH. Boy, beer can be really confusing. Single, double dry hopped, single.
It's still not as confusing as coffee.
You think?
Cheers. Yeah.
Coffee.
I do.
Yeah, coffee can be confusing.
I can't go into a Starbucks and have any idea what I'm ordering.
It's nicely aromatic. Dry hopping gives you nothing but aroma. So double dry hopping gives you more aroma. So you should get aroma for a DDH beer, and you're certainly getting it here.
The writing on this can is green on green and yellow.
It's got a nice look.
I haven't the vaguest idea what it is.
Yeah, the label's pretty hard to read.
I think even if I were not colorblind, this might be a challenge.
Oh, you know what? It's hoppy too, all around.
It's hoppy and it's
Very nice.
There's fruit in there.
Yeah, definitely juicy. It's a hazy, New Englandy kind of style. Back to Boiler, they had a huge repertoire, and it was all some really interesting stuff, like
Thai chili peanut blonde, pickle pills.
Yep.
Bitchin' Camaro sour smoothie.
I had that. It was amazing.
Which he tried. I was stunned he tried that.
Yeah,
but
I was.
It
great.
really was yummy.
That was the red pink kind of colored one that you saw.
There was a Regal Dark Lager that we both loved. There Danksta's Paradise Double IPA. So that was a dank one.
And Nectaron versus Rawaka.
Yeah, so New Zealand hops.
New Zealand hops, yeah. It seems like every brewery has a New Zealand beer on right now. That's the hottest thing going.
Yep.
But really, beer was superb. I'd like to get to the mothership someday.
Yep.
We didn't have time. But yeah, definitely worth a stop. So this is... Okay, you're walking down a hiking trail. You think, I didn't have that much beer. What am I seeing here?
And
Nope.
we were just baffled.
We actually saw a llama on the hiking trail.
Yeah,
in Nebraska.
Renee was just out walking one of her llamas, which she apparently transported there in her station wagon.
I think so. We saw the vehicle and there was no like livestock trailer or anything.
Nope.
So
Just a sticker on the back about how much she loves llamas.
missed that video. Getting the llama in and out of the
Yeah, we missed that
minivan.
completely.
That might have been interesting.
But gotta love the people in Nebraska. She stopped to talk to us and
did.
tell us about her llamas.
Yeah, her llamas. She has a small flock. Corn Coast was really quite good and brand new, I think.
Oh yeah, it was like spanking new.
Yeah, and doing a real nice job. They are also over 4 rated on Untapped. Very clean and tidy.
Yeah, they were 4.2 too.
Very clean and tidy. Nice selection of beers. Love the idea. Corn Coast. And they're obviously landlocked, but why not?
But cute branding,
Ubiquitous sticker wall here.
gorgeous, clean brewery.
Made in Lincoln, Nebraska. ABE
Yeah.
equipment from Lincoln. And a fun part
Look,
of
even
this.
the hoses look new and
Yeah,
clean.
it's a brand new place. Really, everything was spotless. Here's Dan the brewer. And it's always fun to talk to a brewer.
Yeah, he just let us come back and showed us around and
Especially when they realize that we're as big beer geeks as they are.
yeah.
Their logo is interesting. It's an old-fashioned farm windmill with coconut palms growing out of it. I thought it was clever. So they had actually like a 3D version, not full size, but a little one. And really a nice portfolio.
Yep.
What do we like there?
Citrus Soaker IPA was my favorite. They had a West Coast Pilsner. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but
Oh, yeah, West Coast Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't remember. I don't remember what that meant.
Prairie Fog IPA, that was all Nebraska hops.
You know, it probably was just Pilsner made with all American hops. Cascade, Citrus,
Yeah.
Centennials. That's probably what that means. So what you would find in a West Coast IPA in a Pilsner, I think that's what it was.
Piccadilly Dilly ESB, and we love an ESB.
It's love to see an ESB. You don't see them all the time, and when we do see them, we always go for them.
They had a Rawaka, double dry hop, sticky vapor Rawaka, and a double dry hopped, lush green, dry hopped with Citra, Mosaic, Vic Secret, and Sabro. So
Yeah, that's a nice.
that was an amazing beer.
And and the sweet one, not the sweet one, but the big Irish cream stout or something, whatever it was. Coffee beans, cacao nibs, and almonds. Very good.
Yep.
Very tasty. They're doing an interesting mix of stuff, and they're doing it very well. So, thumbs up. And happy accident, we were there during the crane migration.
We were. It was like, I heard them when we were hiking. I was like, is it possible I'm hearing cranes?
It's a very unique sound.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no video because we could never get close enough to them.
No, they were out in the middle of cornfields away from the roads, and I didn't want to try to approach
Yeah.
them. And
So if we
disrupt
shot it, all
their-
you would see is a cornfield with, gray dots. But I do have some still photos that we did not take, and you can see how kind of pretty and dramatic they are. But there are thousands of these in the Platte Valley in Nebraska.
Tens of thousands,
Yeah,
I
tens of
think.
thousands. It's a very, very old migration. I'm sure it goes back before modern people. But now they do even better because there's so much corn on the ground in Nebraska because the last year's harvest, what's left that falls off the stalks is lying all over the ground. And they have this huge food source, so they're doing very well. Also stopped at the Golden Spike Tower. Mm-hmm. It's really Bailey.
there was a train geek amongst us.
There
I'm
was?
not saying who it was.
Who was that? really pretty impressive. This is one of the biggest switching yards in the country and busiest. And there was constantly train geeks going there and like camping, probably making a nuisance of themselves. Somebody said, hey, you know what? This is an opportunity. Why don't we build them kind of like a museum, a visitor center? So they built this tower, this giant, like it looks like an air traffic control tower. And you, I don't know, $5 or 20, I forget what it was. It wasn't expensive.
It wasn't expensive.
And you go in, and there's a guy there retired from the Union Pacific who answers all your questions about what you're seeing. And just, but to see all these Union Pacific locomotives in one spot, it's very, very interesting.
He's been reading books about the Union Pacific train system
yeah,
ever since.
The Transcontinental Railroad has been my avocation since this trip because we saw so much evidence of it. But they have a locomotive shop, they have a car shop, they have all kinds of maintenance facilities here in addition to it being this ginormous switching yard. So it was really, really quite fun. A little bit of a gray day, but also a lot of cranes around there.
Yeah, there was lots of cranes in the air. Right there, yep. Right next to the parking lot.
Pretty much. They're probably in that field right there. That is the Nebraska report. Hope you enjoyed it.
Nebraska is worth visiting.
Yeah, it really is. You know, and it doesn't get a whole lot of tourists. It doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but it's really a nice place and populated with extremely nice people.
Really?
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.